Bună ziua, dragi telespectatori! Suntem la cea mai frumoasă și drăguță televiziune locală, GPI News și News BV. Sunt Doru Dima și pentru prima oară în această perioadă, ca să zic așa, în ultimii 12 ani, sunt pe post de realizator TV. Până acum am fost doar invitat, dar am plăcerea deosebită de a sta de vorbă cu un om fantastic. Unul dintre cei mai cunoscuți consultanți din Italia, de la școala de la Palo Alto de la Milano și un speaker desăvârșit, un consultant fantastic, nimeni altul decât Enrico Banchi, cu care astăzi o să încerc să am o discuție despre niște lucruri, zic eu, destul de interesante pentru tot ceea ce înseamnă companiile din România și nu numai. Bună ziua, Enrico!
Bună ziua, Doru.
Okay, press one for English.
Yes, press one for English, absolutely.
Thank you very much that you accept to be in our TV show. You know that GPI News is one of the best TV show in Brașov.
I know.
Or we hope to be the best one.
I know.
We try to make very nice TV shows for the not only for the people from Brașov but from all Romania. And now, because we talk English, for sure, it's very important to help us to promote this TV show in Italy.
Happy to be here. Absolutely.
Okay, you arrived a few days ago in Romania, and like usual, we start to talk politics. And before to talk about companies and what you do for companies and why you are the best in this field, let's try to see. I'm curious to see your opinion about what happened in the world, because the last 2 weeks was amazing. And if you look on the TV news and TV shows and everywhere, it's only news about what happened in the United States, in Ukraine. But I want from your side to give us some information about the Italian beliefs and the Italian approach about all this stuff happen.
Wow, my friend, kind of a delicate question. Let me introduce this answer, because as we've been knowing each other for a long time. So I'm sure that I'm Italian, but I share a lot of culture inside because I lived around the world. Indeed, are happening things around the world right now, as you just mentioned. The very delicate situation with Ukraine and Russia and probably United States. And from the Italian point of view, I think that our Prime Minister, Giorgia Meloni, I think she said something maybe yesterday or the other day, which I think is extremely important. These are times where you have to, I don't know how to put away a little bit the emotions and try to be very rational and logic. And as you know, because working together, you know that we are pretty much into behaviors of people. Right now, behaviors are important, but I think this is a very delicate moment for all politicians and everything to be extremely rational and logic. And when we talk about the USA new president, you know that emotion gets in the way.
Especially what happened 2
Yes,
days ago.
yes,
when they
yes.
fight in the...
But it's kind of emotional, and as you can see right now from Ukrainian point of view, right now they are telling we are going to keep talking with USA, okay? And I think that's important, like because keep talking means, I know it's like a football match, right? Everybody goes crazy with these emotions, and everybody in those emotions, because you know how the brain works, sometimes you say things that you shouldn't have said. But a couple of days after, they says, okay, let's keep talking. The other position that I think Giorgia Meloni said is about United Nations. We should have, which is very kind of difficult right now, but we should have nice is not the right word, a vision altogether on how to do it, because everybody wants peace on these things. Nobody really wants the war, okay? So I don't know, maybe if you ask the same question in a couple of weeks, it's going to be just a little bit different, but this is a moment for not being drawn by emotions and being drawn by very rational and logics, and sometimes rational and logics are not.
But Giorgia Meloni have a very good relation with Trump, and
She has.
and she has.
She is in a very good relationship, and from an Italian point of view, just an Italian point of view, makes sense. Okay, we don't have to forget who we are. U.S. for Italy is a commercial partner of humongous proportions. Okay, so she was telling everybody, pretty much everybody in the political arena, a couple of days ago. She was telling, "What do you want me to do? To fight with my best commercial partner?" It doesn't really make a lot of sense. Okay, so again, set away the emotion. This is a very important partner for us. Let's sit down and make negotiation, business, whatever you want to talk.
But what do you think about politicians? Because here in Romania we have a big problem with them. They have no idea what to do, what to say, and all the time we follow the powerful nation. And usually the Romanians look for United States. And now if United States would say, okay guys, Europe is not important for us because we want to make America great again. What happened with politicians? Because in every country nobody did nothing. What I mean is when United States we have some noise and we don't like that, we spend more than one day before to have a reaction. And usually all the reaction is okay, let's slow down and let's try to communicate and to have a good discussion. Doesn't matter if in a way or another way the speech from United States about Europe is not very funny for us.
Indeed, it's not. But again, as long as we talk about these things, if you remember, you just told politicians are kind of in a messy thing because they are caught in the moment of public opinion, opinionists around, and everybody has their own view. And then the politicians, they have their own agenda and they have to follow their voters. And politics are politics. So
But
it's
extreme right become more powerful in all Europe.
It's a trend. It definitely is a trend. I am not sure what it means, but it's a trend. I am Venezuelan. I'm Italian and Venezuela because I lived in Venezuela for a long, long time. And talking about politics in Venezuela is so sad. And everything started in 1998 with an emotional burst against the politician of that time. So people got fed of politics, so they wanted to change. So the only thing I learned on my skin and my family's skin and all my friends' skin in Venezuela, which is in the worst position that you can imagine right now, is beware of talking of these emotions. It's like, I don't like you, I don't like that one, so let's do something new. I would go with a little bit of steady and thoughtful pace. I mean, let's think about it. But
Okay.
right now, but it's a very, very delicate. And everybody looks like important. Everybody's important right now. China is important. U.S. is important because, the world is so interconnected, commercially speaking, right now. Because you produce something in some places, but you sell those products are sold somewhere
And
else.
everything is integrated.
Everything, and now Africa is coming in too with China. So India is big. It's very difficult to say, I only want my own benefit and not others. So it's very, very delicate. But it's interesting. We're not getting bored, all right? So I think these are very interesting times for us, for our kids. Very interesting time. I don't know. maybe your viewers and they have this idea of what interesting means, but that's what we're trying to solve in this period of time.
About solve different problems. You are here not to talk about politics,
Yeah.
but was very important for me to understand your opinion. Now you work for many projects here in Romania about
Yes.
safety, about health,
Yes.
about how to increase the well-being in the organization
Yes.
based on behaviors.
Yes.
Can you explain to our public
Yeah.
what means that, why it's important, what you do here in Romania?
The story begins once upon a time, which is kind of maybe 4 or 5 years ago. 4 or 5 years ago, we are a consultancy firm in Italy, and we have been working in Romania for a long time in some kind of HR consultancy. And suddenly one day, safety people came into our training, and we started discussing about a problem, which in the moment I didn't realize how much of a problem was. And they start talking about rules, regulation, protocols about safety. And I was like, as you know, I come from an engineering point of view. I'm a civil engineer, so I spend, let's say, half of my life in construction sites, very, very, very big construction sites in Venezuela and US. And when they started talking about safety, I got interested because they told me something about more rules doesn't solve safety. I mean, and that was kind of interesting because normally when an incident occurs in company, the government comes in and the first things they do is they want to find the guilty and they want to put more rules. And I come from Italy right now, which in the European Union, I think we are the worst rules. We have thousands and thousands of rules and laws about safety, of course, industrial safety. And whenever something happens, they put more rules. Right now in Italy, I don't know if you know, we went down to 30 kilometers per hour in the city.
Cities.
Yes.
It's crazy.
But it's another rule, you know. Yeah. We already had a lot of rules in the city. You can park here, you can go there. And because a couple of accidents happen, okay, let's go down to 30. So the other day with some friends, we were talking about it and says, so what happens if they have an accident at 30? So we go down to 15 or we stop using the cars. So what? That's not the solution. So some years ago, we started talking about which is called behavior. I mean, whenever something happens in an industry, mostly is because of behaviors of people, not bad behaviors, or just behaviors. And I got to study, talking, and step by step, with the help of some clients, we develop a system. We develop a system which is based on observation of good behavior in companies. Because there is one definition of safety which really caught my attention, actually our attention, all the people who work for me and with me, which is safety is not about the safety is not about the presence of a danger, but safety is about the presence of the safe behavior every single day. Because the industry in our country, they go along every single day and they don't have an accidents, and they have thousands of good behaviors. So we want to study those good behaviors in terms to understand when they are good behaviors and can prepare the company, and not only focus on the absence of safety, which is the accident. And 5 years ago, I fall in love with this approach because I said, this is very different. This is a different approach. And we found some companies in Romania who loved it. And we started some project.
Many companies in Romania, is not only in Romania, have a culture
Yes.
about zero accidents. What do you think about that? Because we
Okay.
spoke in the morning with the
Yes,
company
yes.
and we fight with 0.1, 0.
Yes.
Maybe it's better to explain why it's impossible to have
Okay,
zero
so
incidents, zero
so
accidents, because it's too different.
zero accidents from the statistical point of view doesn't make any sense. Because
Why?
zero accidents for how long? Forever? I mean, zero accidents for, we can have zero accidents in a week or zero accidents in a year or what happened, but zero accidents in terms of a philosophical meaning doesn't mean anything. It's like I sell you a car and I will tell you that this car will never, never, ever, ever break or have some problem. Nobody can really promise you that. They can promise that I'll give you a fantastic car, and if you have any problem, this is the number you have to do it. But you know, zero is a very special number in mathematics. So we are approaching a very delicate concept, which is, we know that zero accident is not a possibility from statistical point of view, especially when you go into industry and the work they do are kind of dangerous because they work with dangerous machines, you know, press, grinders, etc. So what we tell them is, we don't want zero accidents. We want to be worried about our good behavior that as a result is that we don't have accident that day. Which at the end is the same thing, but the approach is different. Let me give you an example. During all my life, I did a lot of extreme sports. You name it. Parasailing, pilot, sail, I mean, you name it, okay? Diving. Nobody will tell you that jumping out of a plane is not dangerous. Nobody.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes, because it's possible to have a bad day.
Yeah, so, but nobody
But
will.
it's the last day.
But nobody will tell you, hey, Doru, don't worry, jump out of the plane and you pull this leverage here and you know, you have the parachute. Nobody will tell you something like that. Everybody will tell you this is a dangerous sport. In order for you to make less dangerous, you have to behave in the right way. And this is the right way to behave. And they teach you how to behave. They teach you how to think about safety. You will never jump out of the plane without having check, double check, triple check your parachute, and I'll check yours, you'll check mine, and the pilot checks mine, and then I check yours again.
And sometimes somebody dies.
And sometimes somebody die, even if we do all these things. But normally when you do that, is that this is so dangerous, we are extra careful. So I don't want to tell our clients in industry that is that dangerous, but we say this is a dangerous place, so you have to behave in the right way. And you don't have to behave in the right way because I say you so. That's the difference. You're not going to behave in the right way because somebody, the government, the supervisor is going to kick your hand or whatever. You behave in the right way because you want to go home tonight safe to your kids, to your family, because they deserve that.
And what you want to say is, for is good to have small incidents because make you more, increase your attention.
Yes.
But on the other hand, you are very close to have a big accident.
Yes,
if you haven't a small one.
Yes, that's an amazing statistic that just came out last year.
That means if I was very close to broke my 2 fingers when
I saw that.
Yes. Now my nail is almost back after 3 months.
So the next time you're going to put,
I'll live more because I have a small incident.
Yes, that's what statistics say. I know you like statistics.
Yes.
Okay,
sure.
so the statistics says that if a company they have small accidents, cutting your fingers, I mean small accidents, I mean sprain an ankle or something like that. The possibility that they will have a fatal accidents are less, all right? So it's kind of a delicate thing to say to companies. So we don't want people to cut their hands.
For sure.
But it makes a lot of sense because let me give you another example. I was researching for an article on safety, of course. And do you remember when we were kids? I mean, when we were kids,
we have some
our mom was not worried for us to fall down and, you know, scratch our knees and you know, and protect with helmets and protect everything. No. They told us, take the bike, fall down, scratch your knees, you will learn.
Yes.
Something like that, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Right now, you have parents around the world, not in Romania, pretty much everywhere, that they protect the kids so much that they never fall down, their helmet protected, everything protected. So statistically, there is more possibility that they have a big accidents right now and not many small ones.
Because you avoid the smaller.
Yes. Crazy. But makes sense.
Let's talk about the program that you developed, Blue Belt.
Blue
I think
Belt.
it's one of the best safety programs because in that project, in that project, you develop behaviors.
Yes.
You teach people how to behave to avoid accidents, the major ones.
Yes.
But how you did that? Because
Well,
how you do that? Because
yes.
it's very difficult to work with behaviors, to work with personalities, to work with beliefs.
It's a cultural
what
thing.
you do? What is your approach?
Okay, so the approach is BELT is like an acronym.
Yes.
It starts with B in behavior, E as in engagement.
It's very important to mention that it's your copyright.
Yes, absolutely. Yes, it's what I invented, talking with dozens of clients. So behavior are first, engagement is second, because we do nothing knowing the theoretical and doing anything. We need people to engage in this, observing. Then we need like leadership, because we need the example of people, right? So if the leaders don't behave in the right way, it's very, very, very difficult to make all people in the industry to behave in the right way if the leaders don't do it. And finally, the T of BELT is about teams. Because one of the big problems with safety is that I can be aware of my safety, but it's extremely difficult in an industry to be totally safe if I don't involve others. Because there are so many connections between jobs in an industry that if I am worried only about my safety and I am not as involved in your safety too, so the total safety control is completely difficult to achieve. So teams is the last resort that we have. Then what we do is we shift totally the paradigm of safety, and we start to be very interested in what they do every single day. Okay, so I observe you, and I observe that you are working right, but you tell me how come you're working right. And the other thing we are trying to teach the industry is about the concept of system capacity. So the system capacity is the capacity, how you say that again, is the capability that an industry or a system, a closed system, has to act on something that is happening right now. For example, do you know that many of the companies we work with in Romania, they have near misses?
Yes.
Okay, so there is a near miss. Okay, what are you gonna do about it? You just avoid something, right? I know there was something on the floor, you just avoid it, but that thing is still on the floor. So what the capacity of the system is the capability that you have to eliminate that near miss right now, not tomorrow, not the day after, not in a month, right now. Not easy. because of procedures, maintenance, big has been not easy, but that's the concept.
I know that the heart of your concept get around of Bradley curve.
Yes.
And because all the time our show is enough long, but not enough to say everything.
Yes, I know.
We have only 5 minutes. If it's possible to explain the Bradley curve for the companies which want to implement this concept, because it's very important to understand how to move the behavior of people from reacting to communicate.
To proactive.
To proactive.
Yeah, so the Bradley curve was developed many years ago, and it's a very simple concept. That's why we use it. That goes from I don't care about safety to I care about mine and your safety. So it's like a phase concept. In phase one, I don't care about safety because, you know, we live in a dangerous place and happens, okay? And there's nothing we can do about it. So that's stage one. We don't want stage one everywhere, anywhere. So stage two is, most of companies are in stage two, which is I do something about safety because I've been watched, I've been supervised,
I've been norms,
because I've been obliged, because we have norms and procedures.
Even if I don't
and
like,
if I don't do
it,
they will punish me. Okay, that's stage two, which is not very good because if I stop punishing you, you stop doing the right thing. Stage three is I take care of my safety because I just want to go back to my kids every single night.
But it's only about me.
It's only about me. I am aware of the problem of safety and I will wear everything and do whatever because I care about my safety. Okay? And stage four is I understand that I cannot be totally safe without the helping of my teams and my colleagues and my bosses and my collaborators. So I care about the safety of the system. Amazing concept. Very easy to explain and gives you a perception of where you are.
And usually, who is involved in the project when you start in the organizations? It's all the employees or by management?
We start from the head.
Middle, top?
We start from the head because it's a commitment that we need. Because it's a cultural change, it's a mindset. So when you know very well that when you work on the mindset, it's kind of difficult. So we start from the top management, middle management, and finally we go all the way down to all the structure. It takes time.
And because we are almost done with our show, what is your advice for the organizations which want to implement this kind of program, which is most important, very important for them, but they have no money? How to start to do that?
Wow.
Because the companies all the time say,
yes,
okay,
they don't have the budget. Okay, so I would go back to the beginning of this conversation. It's about rationality and logic. So let's go back to rationality and logic. So the belt system is a cultural change that has a lot of economic benefits at the end, because not many Latin countries, and not only Romania or Italy, but not many Latin countries are very good in calculating the cost of the non-safety. Okay? So we sit down with the industries and we don't talk about the budget, but we talk about what if. Some of them are really into it. Some of them are looking into it in the future, but the ball is rolling right now. People want to hear something new, something with a different approach.
Enrico, thank you very much for your thoughts, and it's very important for us because you are here and help us to improve the performance of the organizations. And thanks again. Dragilor, suntem la finalul emisiunii. Ca întotdeauna, emisiunea este prea scurtă, pentru că noi avem tot timpul multe de spus. Dar nu uitați, gpinews.live, gpi.ro, newsbv.ro sunt sursele voastre de informații independente care în permanență vă țin la curent cu știrile așa cum sunt ele, neinterpretate. Și vă promitem că zi de zi încercăm să vă aducem oameni deosebiți care să vă spună lucruri ce pot fi bune sau foarte bune pentru voi. Vă mulțumesc foarte mult și așa cum încheiam eu odată emisiunile mele pe care le făceam de mult de tot, dacă soarele nu e pe cer, el sigur este în sufletele dumneavoastră. La revedere!